Yo, what is going on, everyone? Happy almost Halloween. However, it's Halloween all year round. This is just the day you all civilians get to join the world that I spend all year in. My name is Seth Miranda. If you're watching online, it's over here. And if you're at home, go check out, you keep switching the freaking camera. This QR code to check out all the events that come out of the space. And if you're new to this channel, hit subscribe. You might think you subscribed already. This is a new channel for Adorama Events. So everything that goes live out of this space is on this channel. So can you give me camera one? You just hit enter, enter. Fernando switched with me for the first time, and we love Fernando. Everybody clap for Fernando. All right. All right, so like I said to everybody here, you're gonna hear me talk way too seriously about stuff that is kind of frivolous, like zombies, aliens, creatures, stuff that's glued to people's face, paint on bodies, things that glisten, things that are too dry, but this all is the things you consider when whatever you shoot, you take that much more serious, because after you, it gets a little less serious to who's viewing it. After you, the energy and ambition for it gets a little less serious. You're the one that's to care the most about whatever you shoot, so that it gets the most out of the viewer, right? If you don't care first, no one's gonna really care. And I made a career out of this for about 15 years of my 25-year career shooting special effects, and it's for all sorts of applications. What I'm gonna go through really quick, this is the only demo that I do. Actually, let me kill this overhead so you guys can see the projector. This is one of the only demos I do where I actually show slides, just so you get an idea of what we're about to get into, because every makeup is completely different. Every philosophy to what it is and why we're trying to get there is completely different. You can have 10 makeup artists do 10 zombies and they're all gonna be different, from cartoony to realistic, to this one super decayed, to this one has some gimmick. Everything's gonna have a reason. You kinda gotta understand that, right? So if I can't show you that with one makeup that we're gonna shoot here tonight, and our model tonight is the actual Adorama store director, and I gotta give him super props for doing this. He's a huge Star Trek nerd, and this is like his favorite moment ever. So he's gonna come down here in a couple minutes. He's been here, just so you have an idea, it's 5 o'clock right now. He's been in that chair since noon, okay? So the first thing you're gonna learn about special effects, it doesn't happen right away. The makeup artist that you hire has to get in there before anybody so you can get to work when they're ready to go. You have to kind of understand that when you're looking at portfolios, you can't understand how long it's gonna take them. But if you look at the body of work, you can see how long they've worked, who they've worked with, you can get a sense of they can work and manage their time. So keep that in mind when you're hiring FX artists, because with beauty artists, half hour, 45 minutes, you got a face in front of you. I'm waiting for a creature of some kind to come out here. Could be anything, right? And that means any color, that means any shape prosthetic, that means it could literally have a whole bunch of issues you don't know about because they're trying to solve them right now in whatever room they're doing makeup in. Does that make sense? Okay, it's Halloween, my demo, and I built this place. No one's staying quiet. So if you've been to my demos, you know you're about to scream, right? Right, on the count of 3, everybody scream. 1, 2, 3, scream. This is New York. This is my house. 1, 2, 3, scream. See, now we break the ice. Now we can talk a little bit. I don't like raised hands. Just yell at me. We'll figure it out together, right? I'm gonna go through some images so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. First thing you gotta realize is you're not in this to edit the image. You're in this to light and get that character over the goal line as tight as you can, because client is gonna do what they want. Whether it's a poster in the subway or a makeup artist portfolio, who, by the way, should not be editing their images for a makeup artist portfolio. If I'm hiring someone, it's so I know what I'm getting, rather than here's a finished image that someone else made look better. So you kind of have to keep, if you're doing artist portfolios, you got to keep that in mind. So lights got to get tight. The first image I have up is this one right here. This is a really grimy Voldemort makeup that is not done too well. This was shot a very long time ago, but I did it to show you guys that this guy didn't move, nothing changed. I didn't edit anything. I swapped out the light. All right, and it's very easy to say, just light from underneath and make it look creepy. Just throw shadows everywhere, make it look creepy. You know how many fashion guys that I took jobs from in this industry because they were like, it looks scary, right? No, there's a science and a feel to every type of emotion we're trying to shoot, including creepy, scary, spooky, off-putting. Just as much goes into beauty as goes into grime. It's just a matter of how serious you take it and people will recognize that. You guys are sitting here because you've seen something I shot, I'm guessing. And you can kind of see how refined that is. And you're gonna see it here tonight. I have never streamed this demo. If you can see on the left, it's lit completely underneath and you get that wrinkle on the forehead. This is what we call edges. Edges are prosthetic. It is your makeup artist's job to make that clean. The problem is that, one, prosthetics are almost never gonna fit perfectly unless they're perfectly sculpted for that model, and that's when you're doing higher end stuff. $1,000, a few $1,000s of a makeup could take 2 weeks of sculpting of the prosthetic for that face before you even get to set. This is off the shelf. It was sculpted on a mannequin. Different shaped forehead, different everything. It might not line up. A great makeup artist can get it over a goal line, but the problem is that they might not be doing the makeup in the lighting you're gonna shoot it in, and that's when the flaws show up. When you shoot enough of this stuff, you're gonna see those flaws walking to set as you're getting there. People are gonna talk to you, you're gonna completely mute them out, and you're gonna be like, that's not gonna work, this isn't gonna work, I gotta swap that, let me get this, hold on and go. Because a lot of times with this stuff, they wanna do it in volume, and you've gotta work fast. And when you're shooting a Voldemort, the next one might be a beauty makeup with a smoky and a red lip, then an old age, then an injury, then an alien, then another alien, but that alien's not civilized, it's more savage, and then they're gonna go back into a burn victim. It's not all the same light. But you've gotta get yourself into a zone of, here's a starting point, here's a vibe I can start through. And it also snowballs. Don't forget, if every makeup that you shoot takes 10 minutes for you to shoot, if there's a 5-minute problem for every makeup, now they're 15 minutes a shot. You have 10 makeup artists in that day, you just lost an hour fixing things for a few minutes here and there. And then when that rental set goes over time and they're wondering why you have so much money, good luck getting called back, right? So it's all stuff that you have to kind of get yourself ready for. I'm just gonna float through these. So here is another example of fixing it with light. I usually like to do a really nice cold rim light. You can see on the right temple, there's an edge of that prosthetic. Get rid of it. Cool, it's a cool aesthetic, but I don't want to see the problem in the makeup. It's still a good shot. It just doesn't need all the gimmicky stuff that I'm throwing at it. This is the very first ever, 15 years ago, aquatic creature I shot for special effects. This makeup took too long and they weren't able to give me anything past the chin. So how do you shoot aquatic makeup and make it look like it's an aquatic makeup when all you're gonna have is a floating head? I shoved it into a catering tray, bent it, used a long lens, only lit the fish so that the only light in the space that can even reflect in the water is off of the fish face. And then I just, long-armed it to make the water trickle and we got a shot. Is that a studio shot? Does it add to the makeup? Do you understand what that creature is? Once you start getting that extra step in there, it's not just, hey, a yearbook full of zombies or a DMV photo of a fish creature, right? No one's gonna gravitate to that. And then you fast forward probably 12 years or something, and this is the fish I end up shooting, rain shot. He just stepped onto that dock. He's underneath that rain, looking right at you. That lightning flashed. That going to black shows you just the size and mass, that deep void, a little unsettling, that hard rim light, which if I showed this to some guy that shoots super pretty, be like, that's overexposed on the right. No, it's not, it's a scene, you mook, right? It's a lightning bolt, right? It's something happened. Or it's that swinging light on the side of the dock because he just attacked someone else and they fell onto the side, but they didn't knock the light completely off and it's swinging, it's only getting on the side of his face, not in front of him. See how we're building in our head? Let your viewer build that. Let your viewer get to a place where they want to build that scene in their head. Does that make sense to you guys? Everything makes sense so far? Are you staying quiet in my class? Everything makes sense so far?
Yes, sir.
Jeez, man. This on the shot list said fire and ice. What is that? What is that? I don't know, but I got to get ready for it. So I knew I wanted to show cold. I knew I wanted to show warm. I had no idea it was going to be from bottom to top. I had no idea it was going to be a half and half. No clue, because this is what an art director throws on a shot list and you go, I guess I read minds. This is what I came up with. Warm light on the background to get into that burn victim on the shoulders, bleeding into a neutral point going into the frost. See what I'm saying? Where the light can pull the story over that goal line. If this was on a gray background with a, 45-degree light and a hair light like you guys do every day, if this was shot like a school photo, would it have worked that well? Would you have seen the detail in the burn as well? Burns have to look shiny, right? All that lymph and grime and that pus that comes out of our skin to protect ourselves versus the really dry feeling of a frostbite. but we got to light it to get both off the line here for people. This one, I really lucked out. The hair was massive, so I used the hair as my diffuser. I mean, this hair was massive to a point where it was like, this is like a comical furry. I didn't know what to make of it. But the makeup itself at the core was so tight. You can't even tell where that prosthetic meets to the eye socket. And the eye socket is going to be one of the biggest things you focus on, because even if we focus on them in beauty, where we want to make sure it's sharp or whatever, catch lights, if you're one of those types of people, I like dead eyes, I'm not going to judge you. But those eye sockets are 2, 3 inches, sometimes 5 inches deep. So does that mean I'm shooting shallow? Probably not. So am I relying on the look of a lens to look dreamy? No. You've got to be tight. Shooting at f8, f11, it gets there because you've got to have the depth of field. The other flip side to this is you got to worry about your lens, because remember, all special effects is built on top of a face. So what happens? Proportions get out of whack. People start looking like bobbleheads if you're not careful. They're bigger than they're supposed to be. Their neck gets shorter because there's stuff hanging. And a lot of times you're going to deal with, it looks great straightforward. You know why that is? Because a makeup artist did it straightforward, and then they turn right and their cheekbone's out to here for some reason. They don't take this stuff into consideration. But we have to. So what do? We play angle games. We play games with the type of focal lengths we're shooting with. I shoot a lot with a 24 to 120 f4 because I'm moving so fast and I don't care about shallow apertures or anything like that, that I'm worried more about perspective and aspect. And that's why I'm using, not strobes, zoom lenses so much. I am tired and I apologize. We're gonna fumble a little bit, but that's what we do. We get through this together.
That's fine, right?
That's fine.
All right.
This one's super special because this was a makeup artist that didn't even know I was coming to town in LA. She found out I was. She asked me if she could come shoot really quick. She had no money for prosthetics, had nothing ready, so she went to a CVS on the way and got mud masks, and she created this out of pure mud masks. I had nothing on me, so this is one speed light. But if you do the speed light right, you get all that texture, you get all that depth, you do your exposure proper, you get that deep lip. She painted the lip, that's why it's so red. But that's a makeup artist that knows that this would be impactful next to all those cool tones, right? It's not about I don't have it, it's about what can I do right here. You guys have seen me use bodega bags and balloons as soft boxes. You've seen me use Brooklyn reflectors or pizza boxes. It's about what we're trying to get across. The most important thing with any of this, even if you shoot beauty, is what you're trying to do, not what you're doing it with. We can always upgrade the firmware in our hands, right? That's why you guys are sitting here, I hope. I don't know. If you learned something, congratulations, I don't know. This is the one that was on the thumbnail. White makeups are a nightmare, pure nightmare. You know why? Because white shows every flaw you'll ever see. You ever see a white wall and you notice the quickest nick in it? Or stucco really shows every bit of texture? Same thing here. So what do you think an edge of a prosthetic is? It's a texture. White's gonna explode it, metallics are gonna explode it, pearlescence, pastels, yeah, and white makeup, absolute nightmare. When I see a makeup artist give me a book and they show me a prosthetic makeup that was done in white and it's clean, I am hiring them right there. I can get the concept somewhere, but technique, amazing. This was a new 52 Joker, by the way, if you guys know that whole storyline. Sometimes you're not gonna be able to shoot anywhere but inside of a corner of a trade show, because that's where the thing is that costs $20,000 to make and they're not moving it, so you better get over there. This is everything I could carry on a plane in a backpack, and it's all speed lights tethered into a laptop in the middle of, what is this? I forgot where it is. It's Son of Monster Palooza, wherever they do that in Burbank. But you can see how I'm trying to sculpt the light the way we need it, because there is no second chances here, right? I was asked to do this, I took the paycheck and ran. So then you got body paints. Body paints are a whole nother story. A lot of times we try to flatten them out. In fact, we shot this in Paris for Makeup Forever. It is on Adorama TV. Everybody missed that video. I know you did, and you, but it's okay, because you can watch on Adorama TV. If you check it, if you just type in Adorama Paris, it'll pop up. In fact, that's the thumbnail for it. But you see the difference? We're trying to flatten out instead of sculpt. We're trying to make it meld and be part of rather than blatantly be there. And then when you have that shot, you're all good, you switch it up, right? And these are RGB Westcott lights behind the paper that actually were able to match Pantone color by number to it, which was super convenient. And you guys can do that now with RGB lights. Years ago, this was like a what? It was cool. I promise it was cool, bro. Don't be afraid of what you got around you. These are just 6-foot strips with grids on them. Now they're air vents in a laboratory. I don't know. You make it up. I'll tell you right now, that's antifreeze in those tubes, and it's got everywhere. But it looks cool. The only thing I didn't like about this makeup was the eyeball was like too crystal clean. It needed something to be like a little more like, it's like, bing! I'm like not into it. However, the eye sockets, look how deep those are. So not only are you worried about focus points, you're worried about shadows. How many times do you guys had to deal with a brim on a hat? Now imagine micro brims on eyeballs. I don't want to hear any of you complain. I don't want to hear you complain or you, Pete, all day. All day Pete does like, Take them out of the equation, it's a completely different shot, right? It's not about the environment. It's about sculpting that whole makeup out and really trying to get that eye lit, right? But not overly lit. I don't want to see you guys throw lights underneath and go, yay, right? We all call that monster lighting. It's true. Or was it universal lighting or something? Like monster lighting, yeah. Horror lighting, whatever. No, there's a reason it's considered that because first of all, we're not used to it psychologically looking for light from underneath all day long. Everybody's pretty from overcast skies overhead. Underneath, it's a little like, what? So the problem that you're going to run into if you just did an underneath light, all the textures show up. And what did I just say was a texture? Edge is a prosthetic. Boy, you guys are awesome. Now, it is, right? Any edge of a prosthetic will be a texture. If we're using a lighting pattern that exaggerates texture, we've got to find a way to refine that. So you're going to actually see me use a lot of beauty techniques tonight when we pull our makeup up. Man, I haven't done this in a while. When we pull them on here, you're going to see a lot of beauty techniques, but then we're going to just kick it through a grimy door. Because who needs more pretty stuff in this world? I don't. Really quick way to change out of the feel of a makeup. Yeah, we got that eye lit. Yeah, you get the shape of the face. Bang. Now it's vampiric. It's by that nightclub. It's by that neon sign, right? It's got somewhere to be. You can see that it's got a sheen to it. It's got an ooze to the skin. It's not dry. These are all tells and tales of what that character is, where it comes from, why it lives there, why it lives the way it lives. Another one. This is actually by the makeup artist that just did the makeup tonight. This is just an underneath light. It works here, but nice and clean, right? Sculpted. We can see the cheek prosthetic here. Do you see a cheek prosthetic so well? You don't notice it until I tell you about it, right? I know. You're welcome. Now, boom, clean. But for her book, she can show that she did a bald cap super, super clean on this one. Here, we can see that there's a bit more of a reaction to it. So social media, portfolio. Makes sense? You got to give them everything. Everything. Shutter drag. You guys know I like shutter drag. We might even do shutter drag tonight if you guys are good. If Pete's all right. If Pete's not, I'm just saying it's all depending on Pete. Shutter drag is nice to show something happened, something's going on. I could have shot this boxer makeup just as, hey, cross your arms, yay. Shutter drag is going to give you that much more. First of all, how many times are you flying through Instagram or something and you don't even stop on an image? If you saw this arms folded, shot like a high school yearbook, would you stop here? Would it give you more of a second? Especially as photographers, you're going to be like, how'd they do that? And then Pete's going to go, oh, it's AI, bro. And I'm going to tell you, no, it's in camera, homie. So there's that. Another fish makeup. And then they'll throw this at you. You go from this amazing fish, which, by the way, paint can make or break those concepts, right? You can have amazing applied prosthetics. If there's nothing to that skin, there's nothing to bite into. You have a good foundation, but a horrible paint job. It's just like a car. Amazing paint, amazing car, horrible paint. No one's going to buy that on Craigslist. Come on. Then you get thrown something like this, and you got to be ready for it. How do you accent this? This was an extremely hard shot. I'm actually really proud of it, but you get that weightless floating feeling. This is using techniques we're going to use tonight, just in a different context. So that's why I threw it in here, and then I had to get creepy with it, because why not, right? Yeah, I mean, how could you not? Shutter drag again, but not just shutter drag, something that makes sense to go with the image, not just a gimmick, right? We're not just going, yay, I made blurry stuff happen for the sake of making blurry stuff happen. It's not about gimmicks. People are already looking at this stuff as gimmicks enough. And again, notice how deep those eye sockets are. Also, look how far that mouth is from those eyes. Do you think that mouth lines up with their mouth? No. So you got to keep that into account. The difference between a mask and a special effects makeup, you can emote in special effects. It's glued to their face. Sometimes it's really heavy silicone, and that character isn't a key character. That's a background character. It's true. And they'll actually save money on sets by buying really amazing masks, and those are background characters. Just like you watch Star Wars or something, half those mouths do not move, you know? Like Power Rangers style, they're just like standing there. This one I really like showing because a single light can give you a lot, right? And then you can really freak it out. And we're gonna go in there, I'm gonna talk about this a little deeper tonight. It has like a black light effect. Yeah, we didn't use a black light.
That's a single light?
No, that's not single light. That's what I'm saying. Single light will give you a lot, but then there's reasons we add. Yeah, what's up?
Was that a strobe or continuous?
All strobe. All strobe. And then it's not just about getting the shot look clean. Give it something worth looking at. If they're just standing there, what are they in 5 hours of makeup for? Get something. What is this thing? Why? When we pull this character down here, it's the first thing we're going to figure out is what this character is so we can set a baseline for what's going forward. Just like, what is this portrait? Who is this portrait? Why am I shooting? Is it a CEO or a receptionist? Going to shoot them a little different, don't you think? Same thing here. Injury makeup on the thigh. How do I not just shoot a thigh? How do I not just shoot a thigh? I do this. All right? All right, good. And this, you can see how the orange peel in the skin right here on the nasal labial, right by on top of the cheek, under the eye? Cool. Underneath light will, and again, that's a pastel makeup. See how we're seeing all the texture? Okay, cool. Cleaned up. Right? So while this isn't a bad texture, it's noticeably there. Beautiful paint. Make it a little cleaner. And look at how deep that blue is that she gave me. Like that's a makeup artist, yo. Giant horns. How do you make them not compete for the face, right? A lot of this is going to be distracting. You guys at Comic-Con, how many giant props? How many things take away from the person so much, right? You have to find a way to put them there, but not make them the center stage so that they get the idea of it. Those horns are ridiculously big. You're talking about almost 2 feet off this girl's head. So now a horn's here, face here, how do you get that and make it successful enough so that they notice the makeup? Y'all feel me? Y'all feel me? Yeah. You guys, oh, thank you. And I'm not ignoring the chat. You guys just aren't important. I'm just kidding. All right. Sometimes those eye sockets aren't just deep, they're on angles. Straight forward, you can't see the eyes on this makeup. Look at it, right? And a good trick for this is if you ask your model, are you looking at the prosthetic right now? Because if they are, you're blocking, their eye is blocked, right? So you try to get them in a pose, rotate that eye till they don't see the prosthetic, and that's where you're gonna start getting that shot from. This is a very clean makeup, but I can only get so many angles on it. And where's that flaw? Is it the makeup artist? Is it the prosthetic that got designed? Maybe it just wasn't the right prosthetic for someone of this small of a skull size. Does that make sense? What's up? There's no Photoshop. Yeah, I don't got time for Photoshop, sir. Excuse me. Ever. All right, ever. Sometimes the proportions are insane, and sometimes you want to lean into them. This is from Dragon Ball Z, right? Oh, right. Yeah. So there's actually an LED in the forehead, which was so low in power, it was hard to get it to come out in exposure. So this is a really slow shutter, just very controlled, man. It's very controlled, but because the head was so massive, like remember I said it could turn into a bobblehead? Eliminate the body. Get wide angle, step into it, lean into how ridiculous those proportions are and make those ridiculous proportions work as the shot. Feel me? What's up? So the question online, when you get a shoot, do you know what the character is ahead of time as a description? So that's the thing, is like, I kind of do and I kind of don't. You get a shot list, like I said, Fire and Ice, cool. Had Ghost of Titanic, great. What? You know, and I didn't put that one in here, but that is in my Shutter Drag demo, which I'll do later on this year, whatever, we'll find out. I kind of get an idea. You gotta realize makeup artists give you a title because they have a dream in their head. And then you go, welcome back to reality, this doesn't look anything like that. Here's what's gonna work for this. And you kind of have to consult a little bit. It depends on who the client is. If your makeup artist is the client, like you're doing their book for them, you gotta kind of listen to them because they're trying to put out work that they wanna get hired for, right? If you're talking to an art director, if you're talking to a production that's going, hey, we need to screen test these characters so that we can go get funding for a few million to make this movie, those guys need to see what they're trying to sell, right? But if it's me, if it's for my shot, I'm hiring the artist that I think can do what I'm trying to do, right? So you have to kind of lean into who the client is and who that shot's for, because if you're happy with it, congratulations. Let me throw you a parade. They hate it and they're never gonna see you again, right? So you gotta kind of pick and choose your battles. Oh, sometimes they can be super funny. Sometimes they're not grimy. This is an 18-year-old girl. It's supposed to look like a handbag from Florida, you know? Too much sun, over-injected lips, but what's the technique we're gonna use here? We're gonna get that texture. We're gonna pull that texture out, right? Because the makeup is the texture. So here we're not hiding it so much, but I did want to give like a little bit of a glamour routine because, you know, she's fabulous. Look at this, you know? And I think, oh no, I did, okay. Sometimes you got to really pay attention to the paint. It's just as important. There's not a lot of prosthetic here, but look at the collarbone area, right? What time are we at? Oh, get me a makeup art. Get me that kid down here now. We're gonna start shooting. We're already half an hour deep. Cal, can you go pull him? All right, sorry guys. This is probably my most famous shot I've done for makeup artists. It went viral. Exaggerate the proportions, but also understand the character. You get them in a pose that people recognize, then they start putting the pieces together. You know, I swear to God, we're gonna shoot, guys, I promise. I just get a little crazy. Completely different looks here, same makeup. I shot this for the D850 release right here with just speed lights for Adorama TV. My first video on Adorama TV was this. Look at how different the looks are. This is our own Marissa. Red hair, blue-eyed, amazing Marissa, bing. Look how different the paint looks just by changing the light. Massive.
You were using 2 lights?
I was using on here 1, 2, 3 lights on this and 4 lights on that.
4 lights on this.
4 lights on that, yeah. See how you can actually notice that there's a bulge in the forehead as part of the prosthetic? You light to get that hit, right? We gotta get shooting here. All right, blah, blah, blah. Shot this in Paris, shutter drag. Fetus. How do you shoot a fetus? Well, I shoot a Vaseline plastic over the lens and we get ourselves inside there, right? Great. I thought that'd be a good way to start over. All right, so we're gonna get going shooting here. Any questions before I get going into this? Nothing.
How long have you been shooting?
I've been shooting for about 25 years. Special effects has been about 15 of it. And I started in BMX and skateboarding, ended up in the studio somehow. I don't know what happened. Come to me. Oh boy, okay. Are you okay, sir? Do you know where you are? Everybody, Keith, the store manager here at Adorama. Give me camera one. Yeah, you feeling it, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, check on them. They've been sitting for a while. They've been having chemicals around their face. They're groggy. You get 2 kinds of people out of an FX chair. They're either super groggy or overly amped and you gotta calm them down. He's half dead. So, but to be real, the first thing you gotta realize is, okay, what's this creature? We know some things just by looking at him. Yes, it's humanoid, but it's what type of humanoid? Reptilian, lizard-like, right? But he's wearing a nice jacket. So is he savage? Does he have no well-being? He has a mental prowess about him, right? So are we gonna go into poses that are caveman and savage and beast-like, or are we gonna get nobility out of him? He's got a head in him, right? He knew to zip this jacket. What is this? Come on. Oh, Bobby.
Is it green?
Is it green? So I knew what the prosthetic was. I wasn't so sure what the paint was. I knew we were gonna go into this cool tone greener palette. Didn't know how bright, but look how amazing. Come over here. Come here, Bobby. Right there, see that? Right there. So give me a good smile. Put teeth in there. So we have details to work with. The first thing we're gonna look at is how much off the face have they built up. Not too bad, you know? If we turn them a little bit, you can see an ear through our bald cap. Do we care about that? With a lizard creature, not so much. It can be bony and it can we can sell it. But we just gotta watch our lights coming from the back. The other thing we're gonna do is, look at me, is I right away I'm looking for things they missed because they've been looking at this makeup for so long. They sometimes miss things like eyeliner. And all of a sudden there's a pink fleshy waterline. You're like, what? So what I like to do is pull out my phone and just get the job done on my cell phone and just forget it. Pete's like, I know. Okay. What I do is this is a hard light. So what I'm doing is I'm just scanning around it to see any edges pop up from hard light. We can always make, lights always start off hard with nothing on them. We can soften them up, right? So I'm just trying to see from the points. You're always gonna watch here. You're always gonna watch here. Chins are a nightmare. Almost nobody's chin is the same. So if a prosthetic, oh man, she killed, look at you. All right, Katrina. Is there glitter on this, Katrina? Where is she? Yeah, come right here. Katrina, come up here. I got something for you. First of all, this is my makeup artist, Katrina, who did this makeup. Everybody, get over here. A long time ago, I shot a makeup for Katrina, and I actually got a print made for her from, get over here. Stop being that weird makeup artist. And I shot this for her on stage at Adorama's Inspire years ago on a metal print. Give me camera one. So, super metallic. Oh, it's another cool tone creature. This is for you, kid. And let me just tell you something. I shot for 15 years, right? Shot probably easily 100 makeups a month, right? First one I call is Katrina when I want to do a makeup. So thank you, Katrina, for doing this, everybody. Did you put glitter on here? Did you put glitter on my makeup?
It's iridescent.
It's glitter. What's he going to a club? All right. So we got a fancy alien, right? All right. Every makeup artist sneaks in some weird habit they have, okay? She tends to give me this alien race that has a single ponytail like 40 times. That's like her thing. But it's kind of the thing, right? Like our style, their style. So when you're hiring a makeup artist, you got to kind of lean on what, like some of them are more towards orcish and earthbound type things. Some are really into injury and can really give you that realistic look. So, and I'll just say in the nicest way, I've spent a lot of times in morgues. So I've, how can I put this without sounding weird?
You already messed up on that.
It's a longer story.
It's a longer story. It's a longer story, but I learned what really does look like what it's supposed to be when I get the makeup. And so you kind of have to hope that they do as well. If you do something that's injury, death related, zombie, or you're doing CSI crime scene stuff, which is a lot of the stuff I had to shoot was for crime scene type stuff. It's not just FX. All right, let's get going here. How you feeling? You all right?
Yeah.
Turn straight to me. First of all, you've been sitting a while. You've been sitting a while. First thing you want to check is, did the makeup make it onto the wardrobe? Because it's either skin or it's paint, right? Why Photoshop it if you don't have to? And this is a great jacket. My man is super into Star Trek, and this is from the new season. Yeah. Let me see the back of it. Oh, spin for me, girl. Look at that. Nice. So we have a sleek look to this, so we're kind of going to go for that. First thing we're going to do for any demo we ever shoot, what's the first shot we're going to do, guys?
Black screen.
Black screen, and why is that? Ambient light. We want to know that we're only recording the light we're creating, right? Oh, dude. Lift up your chair. I swear we're pros. Okay. I'm going to shoot with a Nikon Z9 tonight. I know I'm slumming it. It's a 24 to 120 full f4, right? Like I said, I want to have all that focal range, and I want to watch my distance because wider angle, stepping in, warping out. Stepping back, longer lens, we're kind of crushing things a little bit, and we're going to have that ability, and we have so much to work with here. She did a great job on the horns. I don't really see Katrina. I'm going to have to ask you to mess something up at some point so I can fix it. Okay, we got, it's all lighting. It's going to be awesome, watch. All right, let's get a black frame. I'm going to shoot starting at f8. f8, not just because of ambient, because I need to get into these eye sockets. Look, if you look straight, see his eyes? Turn towards me with just your face. You see how the eye is completely either covered or there? It's in there. Prosthetics always do this like diagonal curve because it's always built on top, right? Always on top. Look at this. Look at this. Here, do it. Do my job for me, guys. Just keep shooting. Thank you. Look at this. Unbelievable. All right, let's get a shot. I'm going to, first of all, any questions before I get, we are going to get into this. So you guys got any questions? Anybody online? Seth is already regretting doing this. Nah, Brad, I'm all right. That's great, because he's got to scan to get into the ship, son. I'm telling you.
It's all premeditated.
One thing I do notice about this, the glitter aside, there's no like wet look to it, right? We don't have sebaceous glands going on here. So we're going to see what actually comes out of this. A lot of times you want deeper colors. You're going to want to throw that sheen on there, just like a gloss print has deeper blacks. Oh, let's just shoot the black frame. I'm sorry. Let's do this. I'm like talking too much. All right, Keith, turn to me. Look at you, darling. All right. We're going to do the black frame and raw. ISO 100, 200th of a second, f8. Let's see what we get. The eye detection works on this, which I just kind of love, you know? So we've got a black frame here. We are void of ambient light, so we're good to go. I just want to get going because we've been talking for too much, all right? So first thing we're going to do is we're going to set up a key light. What I tend to do is start symmetrically and work from there because you can always rotate depending on where they're going to be standing. When you shoot high volume, you've got to get a formula down. The shots you're going to get in the front, Turn them one way once. Turn them the other way once and get them offset because you got 20 other things to shoot. That's really what it is. So start, don't go, no, start getting what you can out of that pose, and then that pose is over, okay? And I'm not gonna treat it like that because I'm gonna be nice to you tonight, just tonight, all right? I'm gonna shoot with ProPhoto B10Xs tonight, 250 watt lights. And the reason I'm doing that is because I need a little bit more power than the speed lights and A2s and stuff you guys have seen me shoot with. Why? Why? Come on. You got all these cameras pointing at me. Nobody's a photographer. What's going on? What's up? Why do I need more power here? I'm closing down. If I'm closing down, I'm not going to want to be at full power all night and wait for this thing to recycle. We want to have enough power to play with, all right? Power to play with. The power is yours. We're going to be shooting on black tonight, and we're doing that because black can be literally anything. Could be night, could be a void. Let your viewer fill it in. If it's a gray background, it's automatically DMV shots. Automatically a yearbook, right? But if it's black, did you notice that all those shots you just saw were on black? Did you care that it was on black? But you bought it and made that fish look like it was night in the lightning, right? Except Pete was like, I knew that was black. All right. Pete, always Pete. All right, let's do this. You guys all right? Yeah. Oh, I hate quiet crowds, man. This is the 1.3 by 1.3 box. It is my favorite softbox of all time. And I mean that, not just because Cliff Hauser's staring at me like he's gonna kill me. What this does is allows me to get a small light source. What is a small light source gonna give me? Harder light, not harsh light, harder light, which means definitive shadows. Look at all this texture we're playing games with, right? I want that detail. What gives me detail? The shadow, contrast. Now it's up to us to refine the density of that shadow so it doesn't look like a bunch of mooks shot this, right? So this lets me get in there, but because it's double diffused, it scatters the light while keeping it harder. The scattering gets me out of jail with highlights. So if it is a shiny makeup, we don't see all that crazy burn. Let's shoot. I'm talking like forever here. All right. I'm gonna hang it over and we're gonna do it symmetrical to start and we're gonna see what we're looking at because who knows? I haven't shot. Oh, you wearing contacts? Oh, those are your eyes? Wow. No, they're green as hell. Look at that. I guess, all right, yeah. And also, if you guys are shooting with contacts, do not do it haphazardly. You're dealing with something that can cause a lot of health issues. And I don't mean to make this seem like it's too much to get into, but get a lens tech, someone that's qualified to handle something that's touching someone's eyes, okay? All right, let's get this up in the air. You feeling all right? Yeah. You been sitting a while? Yeah. Did you get water? No. Do you want water? No, I'm good. You sure? Yeah. All right. If you hit the ground, you're staying there. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. If you hit the ground. It's a dead alien. It's an alien autopsy. All right, turn straight to me. Distance of this is gonna matter. The farther we pull it, the more we're gonna drag those shadows. It's like sundials. And I use that to my advantage all the time. Sometimes I boost it all the way up in the sky because I want that drag, and then we use other lights to refine it. Let's get a shot off because I'm still talking too much. I don't actually shoot, guys. I hope you guys know that. We're just gonna keep joshing forever. All right, let's turn this on. Let me turn off every other light that's in here. Any questions before I get rolling here? So I'm gonna start with TTL so that I get a base metering. If you guys end up shooting on a black background and your TTL freaks out, it's because it's trying to light the black sometimes. If that happens, switch to spot metering. It's gonna prioritize the place you're metering, which is your focus point. So just a quick tip. You're welcome. Calm down, Pete. Jeez. All right, let's put on TTL. I love that the eye, can I get this to show up actually? Does this show up? No, it doesn't. That's all right. Let's come to me here and a little step closer. Right there, yeah. So also notice how it's in front of him, not on him. We're cascading that light, right? Oh, am I on? I am on tether, okay. Sorry guys at home, I'm making you dizzy. Let's take a look. And we're done. You're welcome. Single light and you're out. No, we can make this cooler, believe it or not. What aren't we getting out of this? An ambiance, an atmosphere. We're not getting like something that's really ripping into our eyeballs and makes us want to stay there, right? But check it out. It's sharp, man, and we're in there. So we're doing good as far as not blocking out the prosthetic. We're also looking for what? What is the one thing I'm really looking for all the time that we always have to correct for? I said it like 16 times. Edges. Guys, you are amazing. All right, so right here, this would be an edge of a prosthetic. Looks pretty good. The paint's a little shallow here. Katrina, no, it's fine. But there's nothing up here, right? That just burns right, that just blends right into the skull, right? We're into that. And we're checking the mouth because that's always an edge, right? It's always an edge. These have to breathe, have to eat, you know? Your teeth are filthy though, sir. So now let's do another single light, but from underneath and see what we get there, okay? Any questions yet? No? Awesome, let's go. This is where I usually change up the modifier to a larger one. The reason that is, it's usually at an angle and usually at a pattern that's already too harsh. Oh, I'm sorry. It's already gonna give you that craziness. We don't need it to be harder because we're mostly gonna use it to ease into the subject with the light. Underneath light's already off-putting. It's already weird. It's already too much. Make it a little easier. So I usually use a 2x3 softbox. I'm gonna use this OCF from, what is this company? Photo? What is this? Photo sounds like a fake name. You know what? This stand is too high. So you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna switch to a travel stand, which I conveniently have right here. So convenient. Who knew that would be in here? We want to make sure that we can get this as low as we can until we need it up, right? We want to get it to a point where it's either right underneath our lens or as far down as we can get it. So this is a Manfrotto Nano stand. There's a lot of stands. This one's just super light and small, and I'm not doing anything crazy because the Photo is super light, you know? It's a light light, and I'm good to go. See, now what we can do is drop this to the floor. Look how much, look, right? Bada bing, right? We don't care about his shoes, right? I'm good. Yay, awesome. Rest in peace, shorty stand. I was really looking forward to using a shorty tonight, but is what it is. All right, let's get this in here. What's a friend in this situation? Modeling lights, because you can actually see the pattern as you're going through it. I'm gonna shut off A. I'm gonna go into B, which is this light, and I'm gonna put on that modeling light, and look at me. All right. We're doing the same straight up. What you're end up gonna, one of the ways I refine the light just that much is I make sure this, sometimes, it sucks because this is gonna be so specific to whatever you're shooting, but a good trick to refine is have this reflect off your key light to be that fill light. This can be a subtle reflector. So what ends up happening is you get more of a blend with the contrast. Does that make sense to you guys? You start seeing those midtones not be in such shock. Does that make sense? A little crazy? I know, it's all right. So I'm gonna take two shots. One with him where we're cascading it, which, yeah, and then we're gonna change his pose and see what changes on that. So look straight at me. Relax, what is this up in, come on, man. What is this? What is this? Get loose, man. You're a lizard, man. Look at me. Chin down a little bit. Beautiful. Let's take a look. All right. Underneath lights too much. Also, this is some hokey junk, guys. This is not how we shoot FX. Everyone on the count of three says, we do not shoot like this. 1, 2, 3.
We do not shoot like this.
Thank you. Now, what I'm gonna do is, with your hips hinged forward, chin down a little bit, tilt like this, and then it changes a lot when you start changing their position to that bottom light. And the reason that is because changing the position of your model is the same as changing the position of the light. Now, if I take this A light, I take this B light, I'm gonna take a stop and a half out of the B light. Why? I don't want it to shape him. I want my key light to shape him. Because my key light is what? What's a key light?
The light that defines the scene.
The light that defines the shape of our subject. All right? Everyone says it's the main light like Pete. It's not right. Don't be like Pete. All right? All right, look at me. Chin down a little bit. Turn your shoulders this way a little bit. Tilt like this. Relax, relax. Small movements, subtle movements. Come on, get loose with me. Come on. Chin down a little bit. Tilt like this. Yeah, beautiful. Look right here. Right. Oh, that was a hair trigger. Way too much light. Why? Because now we have two lights going on and we put in the fill to reflect off that key light, remember? So now it's combining that light. I'm not in TTL anymore. All right? If I take down that top light, Chin down a little bit. Beautiful. Look at you. You're going to get all the kids. Boom. Bang. All right. So, yeah, it's pretty. Yeah, it's pretty. Sure. The one on the left is just an overhead. The one on the right is an underneath light. Sure. Great. I guess. It's up to you. I don't know. However, if we take this ratio and you flip it, we have this ratio set for key light, fill light, right? Right? Right!
Yes.
If I flip it, I'll get that refined underneath light. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to drop it down to here. I'm going to take this, drop it to here. We're going to, remember that stop and a half? I'm flipping it, right? Look at me. Chin down a little bit. Tilt like this. Turn this way. Are you okay? Yeah. Lean to me a little bit. Chin down a little bit. And now we have that underneath look without it being child's play. Now, we go a step further. We take that overhead light and we drag those shadows again, right? How do we drag them? Remember, sundial, right? Not changing the power. The power on the light, the power that's set to that light is not your exposure. That light is trying to keep up with your exposure that you set in camera. Everyone tell me that. Power of my light is not my exposure. It's just numbers that are trying to keep up with where you're at. I'm going to pull that light away because you see on the forehead on the right, we're getting that bit of burn, and that's cool. But what if we get the texture to come out more than a burn? And when I say burn, I mean highlight. Look at me. Beautiful. Chin down a little bit. Beautiful. Look at you. Almost a pro. So same. Did I change anything in my settings? No. But 8 inches of a top light moving away changes a lot, doesn't it? And this is where precision comes in. It's a little dark, right? I'm leaving it. And you know why? Because I got 2 other lights up here. But but seriously, this is something to consider because when these lights come into play, what do you think they're going to reflect off of? The other lights. It's going to give me that third of a stop in there that you think it's a little too dark. Pete's already judged me. Look at, he's lean, look at his lean. Look at this lean. However, look at the difference in the texture of that forehead, right? What's giving you more out of this, right? These are the subtle things that no one realizes you're doing, but some reason they like the shot. We have to care about it because we're shooting it, right? We get complacent easily. Don't. Joe McNally's always told me, don't stop when you think you got it. There's always another one after that. All right? And as like Dan Norton always says, shoot till it looks bad. It's true. That's true. I'm going to shut these 2 lights off because we're going to go into the rim lights. What's a rim light? Separation. It does separate, but what's a rim light really? What is it really, though? A rim light is a light that we're going to put to define a silhouette, the shape of our subject. Right. I use 1x6s for this a lot because there's a lot of times that I'm looking for the light to look larger, even if I'm not putting it in the frame. It has to feel like it's something. An atmosphere isn't a 1x2. An atmosphere light, something that's reflecting from a garage across the street when that zombie's chasing you, isn't this big. It's reflecting off of a street. So I go with 1x6s. I really like the Pro Photo ones. I don't know how to explain it. There's a spread to them. I just prefer these ones. I don't know why. I've tried some other brands that were 1x6s, and I think that there's just something to the beam angle when it leaves the strip that I'm happy with this. This is just me, and we're shooting something super specific. I also have the ability to rip that grid off when I need to get that light to spread more. I can rip off the front baffle if I want to get that hard gleam. If I want to make it look like there's some headlights chasing Keith, I can do it, right? Spaceship stuff, cool. Let's get him lit up because I'm talking too much again. And everybody good?
Yes.
All right. So with the rim lights, we don't want to do this. We want to do this. Notice how in the front we're raking across. Why wouldn't we do the same in the back? You're going to run into issues though. If you're in a small space with white walls, guess what's going to happen? It's going to bounce around a little bit. V-flats are your friend, right? If you notice, everything I have is a recessed box. Tight, tries not to spill. Me and Dan Norton, totally different. Homeboy loves everything to spill everywhere. I'm like, no, laser beams. And that's how we are different photographers, really, right? So I'm gonna tilt this a little bit down and forward, and we're gonna do both at the same time to save time. Is that all right? Cool? All right, let's just do this. Any questions, guys? Is this too fast? Is this helpful at all? Say yes. Thank you. Jeez, can you talk? Come on. What is this? It's Halloween, man. Don't you want to like just live? So what I typically do for my rim lights, because I like them to be really present in special effects, is I tend to put them a stop over whatever my key light is. Because if I'm exposing from my key light, this will burn just that harder. The other thing you have to remember is rim lights, because of the angle they are towards the lens, always look overexposed, even if they're technically on exposure because of the perception of them. So if I'm only giving it a stop up, it's really gonna look like 2 stops. All right, so let me go into this. I'm gonna give it a bunch of light, and we're gonna go into that. Are these up? Boop. Ah, beautiful. I'm a big fan of modeling lights, because if you ever shot with speed lights forever, you go, oh my God, this is amazing, modeling lights. Also, if you ever have a problem focusing in a studio, you don't have enough light. Mirrorless cameras are living in the sensor. If the sensor starved for light, which we did to get rid of all the ambient light, things struggle. This is a little fakakta. Let me get it a little zhuzh. All right. All right. I'm gonna shut off A and B, and we're gonna go right for the rims. And I always keep my rims separated, C and D. I don't do both on the same channel, because I'm gonna wanna shut one off for the other sometimes, right? All right, let's do this. Shut off A, shut off meow, and let's just see what these rims look like. Look right at me. Step like right. Actually, you know what? Go. Yeah, okay, not so much. Yeah, I'm gonna move. The space is so small, Fernando. Oh, every photographer says this to me. They're so ungrateful. Let's take a look. Subtle rim lights. So they'll give us something, right? And I'm 2 stops away from full power here, just so you have an idea. We're going through grids, 2 stops of diffusion, and filling 1x6. It's a lot of light. Still isn't that crazy, but yeah, it technically is a little bit hot. However, I don't care. I'm gonna turn on A and B and just see what we get going on here. And then I'm gonna show you a really quick way to I'll show you in a minute. I'm like talking and I'm not doing. Chin down a little bit, turn this way for me. Yeah, beautiful. Turn it to me a little bit. Beautiful. Tilt, chin down. Yeah, look at you. If you notice, I say chin down a lot because the eyes are sunk in, guys. So we were here. We threw in a bottom light somewhere here. And now, see how that one on the right is just that extra bright? Because we threw in that other light, that's gonna affect the rest of those lights anyway. Big difference, right? From, yeah, we shot it on the left, right? Big difference. Look how much deeper his eyes look. Look how much longer the horns appear, right? How defined the jawline is. And all that texture, man. Look at what we were missing. Look at how much we were missing, right? And this is all from trying to understand what we're trying to pull out. If there's no destination, we have no journey. You got to make a choice of where you're going with these makeups. Now you say, well, Seth, I see you use a lot of gels and blah. And I go, yeah, I know. Pete, calm down. Like, it's enough with, geez, Pete. One of the things I do a lot, and I usually don't like to teach like this because it does throw a monkey wrench into it. I use a lot of CTO gels and rip my white balance apart. Organic light comes from temperature rather than just throwing colors around. If I just threw colors and lights, they're just colored lights. If you're doing temperature, which is a global adjustment to our scene, right? It goes blue, it goes orange, whatever. If you follow my YouTube channel, we did green and it was awesome, I think. You guys I'm looking at you guys in green. But when we do it globally by temperature, the color theory affects what it's casting onto differently than if it was a colored gel, because it's a calibration. It's not a shade of orange. All right, if you threw an orange gel into a light and put your your camera in tungsten, would it go neutral? No, but if it was a CTO, it would. And in fact, oh, they're right here. Look at this, CTO gel, it's so convenient. Look at this, hey, CTO gels. All right, let's do this. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw these in front of my key and fill. We're gonna go into a tungsten white balance. I tend to do a custom white balance for this. We're going fast and filthy today, so I'm not doing that, and you're not worth it, and you're definitely not worth it. So we're gonna do this. Any questions while I do this? Nothing? Come on.
What white balance are you on now?
Right now I'm on 5000K because I tend to believe cameras shoot better at 5000. especially if you're sending light through modifiers that tend to warm it up anyway. So I tend to cool it down by 600 points. This is the most non-elegant way to do this, but whatever. If you haven't noticed, I dress like a janitor and when I shoot like one too, and I don't care. So right now, I'm probably gonna slip this into like a 3300 Kelvin, and we'll adjust from there. The good thing about this stuff is, it's paint, not skin tone, right? It's kind of, we have a little bit of creative freedom on what it could look like, right? However, you're gonna see that those white rim lights are nice, but what if those rims were cold? Then we start getting moonlight, we start getting ambiance, start getting a feel to it. If you notice, a lot of my rim lights are cold, right? This is why. I'm gonna try to remember where I put this, somewhere about there. My other gel is over here. And then I think we're gonna do a really difficult shot after this because it's getting a little, meh, you know? You're bored, right? Nah? You sure? You're looking at me pretty bored. I don't own gel holders. Cliff Hausner never gave me gel holders, so I'm using gaff tape. This is all Cliff Hausner's fault. Oh, it is what it is, Cliff. Don't try to change me. Don't try to change me. What's my handle? Oh, Cliff Hausner? Cliff Hausner loves DMs about how he doesn't do right by me. All right. So we just put a gel on. What's something that could happen here? We lose a little bit of light. If light is going through something, we lose a little bit of light, right? I don't think we're gonna run into that problem, but just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna open my camera from f8 to 7.1 because I feel like it's a global adjustment. I don't really care if those rims blow out and I'm good, right? We're gonna go into our white balance. You can either throw it into tungsten. I don't really like doing that. I like doing it as an actual Kelvin value. We'll do 33 or whatever. So now I'm blue, everybody's blue. You're all smurfed out. Oh, you decided to come back?
I did. I couldn't resist.
Couldn't resist. All right, chin down a little. Drop those hands. What is this? What are you, nervous? No. It's the only time I get to do this to them all year, so. All right, chin down a little bit, tilt, and then lean to me a little bit. Yeah, beautiful. And I'm gonna throw those rims up a half a stop because I really want you to see it. And we'll talk about this in a second. I love that the eye autofocus works on this thing. Chin down a little bit. Yeah. Let's take a look. Real quick mood change, isn't it? Gives you a little bit more of that spaceship sci-fi look, right? Oh, wait a second. Do I have a cheesy gimmick right here? Yes, I do. Fog doesn't show up magically. You gotta put light through it. I see you guys at trade shows doing this and nothing shows in your photos. You have to throw light through it. We got lights from behind him. What better time, right? We also could shape him. Actually, before I do the fog, let me show you this really quick. So I got two rims. This is C. I'm gonna take C and I'm gonna shut it off. And I just want you to see how that also can do a quick change. Chin down a little bit, tilt, beautiful. Oh, like a pro. Really quick changes, right? Bing, bing, bing. Now we're fading to black. What does that allow me to do? Maybe I'll throw a light on the background and change the color of that to something. But as long as we go from a highlight to our neutral, where we want that exposure, to dark, to then a color on the background, that is a layer after layer after layer of an eyeball to travel. They're not even gonna know why they like the shot, they just like it. It's not boring after a while. I'm gonna keep both rim lights on because, why not? I don't know. Because Pete deserves 2 rim lights, that's why. Because Pete deserves 2 rim lights. All right, chin down. Oh yeah, let's do the gimmick. I don't really like doing fog, by the way. I'm just gonna be on record as saying that, but this is part show, gotta be a demo. Why not? Kind of like Gavin. Chin down a little bit. Nothing, right? Because the light's too soft and isn't gonna do anything, so I'm not gonna bother with this because I don't really wanna do it. Is that fair? Can we go on to a different shot? Great. The other thing you can do, I really don't feel like playing with fog for 5 minutes, so we're not doing it. We can start shifting our light to a complete corner of the side. So instead of us just doing a symmetrical light, turn this way for me. This way. Yeah, chin down a little bit. Look right here. Now, here's all the light that I created. Here's a rim light ripping, right? So we're gonna change the feel of this by having that be a really hard aspect of the light. Chin down a little bit. Beautiful, oh yeah. we lose that eye, but you gain that midnight just by a few inches the other way. So there's just really quick things you can change up to get a different feel. So instead of being completely symmetrical, you darken that side out. You could even more if we keep moving. I don't want to waste time on this. I just want to keep going, all right? So I'm gonna, how much time do I got? Oh, 6 already? Okay. Here's what we're gonna do. The most gimmick shot I do here ever. You're all gonna take out your phones and give me your flashlights pointed at me. And what we're gonna do for him is a shutter drag to rip all your lights at me to make it look like hyperspace. All right? I totally ruined the surprise. All right, let me get you right here and turn towards me. Yeah, actually that green might be cool. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Never did this shot here before. And you've never been here with your phones before, so I don't know. This is where we go off the rails, everyone. Whoa! What's one thing I gotta remember to do? Shut these lights off because it's gonna rip this way, right? Any questions? So what we're gonna do first is get a baseline for the shot, then I'm gonna work the shutter drag, okay? Because we gotta learn how slow we can go with that shutter before there's an issue, right? So let me get a shot of him, chin down, look right at, yeah, oh my man, look at you. Love it. Okay, we're using a fast shutter speed here, right? If I take down, actually I can do this in real time. You guys wanna see it in real time? Here, if I do this, you can see, no, put him down. I'll let you know. Whoa, now you got life. Now you're excited. Chin down a little bit. All right, look, this is without the flash on, right? Now if I slow that shutter, we start seeing the store come in, right? We're at 1/10 of a second, but we have an exposure on him. If there's an exposure on him, he will blur also. Does that make sense to you guys? So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna shut off the lights that are shining on him and turn off my modeling lights. Now let's take a look at him. Yeah, much better, right? We got a 1/15 of a second here. I'm gonna just quickly take a shot. We'll see what happened. All right, that's actually not bad, right? Notice how it's all blue, right? Because we're in that tungsten white balance, right? I kinda wanna go slower than this. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take my ISO and drop it back to 64. This is the exact reason why I don't shoot at 64 to begin with. I have a get out of jail free to gain that ability if I want. 64 to 100, quality difference, not so big. Exposure gives me a little bit more of an edge, right? Now, I can close down to F8, and I can slow down my shutter even more and add just a little bit more light in, and we're good. So I'm gonna go into these lights, I'm gonna give in that, give it in like, I don't know, like a 3/4 of a stop. Let me just see what it looks like. See that, right? It looks the same, but I'm able to go to a 1/13 of a second instead of a 20th, gaining that much. Now let's see what it looks like on rear sync before the phones. Calm down, Pete. Jeez, unbelievable, this guy. We're getting that drag, but I want to do it even worse. So, all right, okay, all right. A lot of black in there. Where are your phones, people? Where are you? What is this? You like that? I think we need a little bit more light on him though, so I'm actually gonna give the overhead light a little bit help. Man, this shirt is drenched. All right, everybody, phone lights up. Fernando, you're killing me. You're killing me. All right, so we need more phone lights, but you see where we're going, right? I'm gonna give him a little more light on the key light because it's just not showing up, obviously, right? All right, everybody, phone lights up. I'm gonna do it horizontally so I can get all you guys in there. And it'll give me a thumbnail, chin down a little bit. Actually, you know what, Keith? I'm the problem. He's not even lit. I'm the problem. Say, everybody boo me. Everybody boo me.
Boo!
You get too happy about doing that. All right, phones up. I need some right here. A little bit of hyperspace. Is he sharp? Nah, we need to get less light on him. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna cheat. You know why? Because I built this place and I can. So I'm gonna turn off these. What's the problem with these? They're reflecting off of this. If they're reflecting off of this, they're making exposure on him. They're making exposure on him, slow shutter affects him. We want him to be a silhouette here, okay? So I'm gonna cheat my brains out because I'm dying on this live stream. Let's cut out stage left and stage right. Because there's a stage here all of a sudden, if you didn't notice, guys.
Theater.
All right, theater. You know what? I'm doing all of it, I don't care. I'm living dangerous, son. All right, chin down a little bit. There's something, oh, this light, jeez. I'm looking at it like clear as day. I'm like, what is lighting this dude? Look at you, beautiful. And that's sharp, dude. But I don't got enough phones. So, in the back, go high, in the front, go low, and get like aim around his shoulders, okay? Actually, you know what? I know what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
It's not enough phones, guys. Are you? What is this? You're not. Oh.
Sorry.
Oh.
Sorry. What the heck?
All right. Phones up. I'm gonna look for him. Hold on. All right. Everyone, bunch in a little bit. All right. Let's do this. I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing. Man, hold on.
Killing me.
You're killing me. Hang on. Don't worry about the phones yet. I'm just trying to figure something out really quick. Who just said that? All right, now pull your phones up because look at that shot, Mook. Let's go. Now we're talking about New York. I guess we're just missing, it's sharp. We need something here, right?
Yeah.
What do we got that makes light? Do me a favor, you guys put your phones down. You get in the front, Pete, let's go. Get up, Pete.
He said it, I got you.
Hey, do you have a C1?
Yes, I do it.
I have two.
Giving those away.
Phones up, please. God damn it.
You all right, man?
My shin is killing me. All right. Let me see if I can see where the lights are. Put them lower. All right. And then you on the side, put it in here.
No.
Yeah, here we go. Ready? Let's see what we can do. Yo! All right. Sharp enough. Listen, this is, I just want to get this like a little cleaner. I think we're zooming out. I'm zooming out a little too much. We want to see more of Keith, I think, right? We don't need all the strobiness. So I'm going to go here.
Oh, Cliff, lower.
Lower.
Oh, man.
That's sharp. Yeah. And we got some streaks. Look at, you can see how I'm shaking too because I'm making these little circles while I'm moving. You guys get it though, right? Yeah. Now I'm wondering if I can use those.
I got some.
Hang on. Let me see if we can make these look, yeah. Come over here. No more, come on, stop. You give me a seizure. See.
I thought you wanted lights.
Remember how I used the grids in those other shots to make vents? I got a bunch of gridded lights over here. Come over here. This might actually work for now. Oh, yo! All right, let's go. All right, so I'm gonna speed up my shutter because we're not going for such a drag. What we're going for is to get those lights to even show up, right? And we're shooting pretty close down. We film at a 60th at f4. Well, I'm at f8. So we're gonna go down to like a 40th. That sounds about right to me. Oh yeah, chin down, slight. Yeah, oh man. I'm digging this. Watch it suck now. That looks pretty ball. I think it looks cool. Is that not cool? Can I get a consensus? Is it cool? All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this top light down a little more to fill in those underneath shadows a little bit. Any questions online? No, right? I know. I haven't done a demo in a long time if you haven't figured it out. I just gotta hydrate. Any questions while I don't die? All right. But you see how we just went from a portrait to a wide angle and I'm not changing lenses? I'm working fast, right? The power of zooms. What's up, Portugal? It looks good, right? Step over a little bit. Not so much, not so much. Yeah, yeah. And that chin down a little, kind of lean to me. Yo, attaboy, attaboy. Look at you. Look at that punum. All right. Now, it's just dead space now, right? You think we should throw the phone lights in?
Sure.
Or do you think we should keep going to keeping it dark?
Anybody?
Actually, you know what? I'm going to drag it and do the same thing I just did because I can. Let's just do it. I'm going to drag this. That's too much room light. Nah, doesn't work. Because if those lights just made those beams, they're at a pitched angle. They're not straight, so they're not going to give us that streak that we want. We tried it though, and that's all that matters. We get a gold star for trying, right? You did it till it went bad. But also, what does that? What does that underneath shot do, right? Here's what I actually think I'm going to do. I think I'm going to throw a rim light in here, shoot a little bit tighter, and sculpt him out so that's not just black for the bottom third of the third of the frame. And I can do that because those are battery-powered strobes. Okay. Yeah, thanks, Profono. You want to hold? You want to help me?
Yeah, you want both lights or one light?
I'm going to throw. Actually, I wonder if I should just throw it on the floor and rip it up from under. Actually, that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, take it off the stand. So instead of doing the two rims underneath, pitch it up and just rip it, right?
Hold on. Let me just pop this up. It's on standby, man.
Let me get you in there, Keith. I did not expect this to go this way, but that's what a live demo is, man. I'm wondering if we should take the grid off. We'll find out. All right, so pretty much what we're going for is this shot with not so much black behind it. It's got to go lower, Cliff. Yeah, that's good. Oh, is it even on? Nope.
It's on. This light's on.
It's not on the trigger.
No?
I got it.
It's on.
I got it. All right, here we go. All right, so the reason that happened, I was still on the slow shutter, right? So that means all that ambient light came in, right? If we go like this, okay. I think we got to take the grid off of that.
Okay.
Narrow beam angle, how's it going to spread on his jacket if it's only going up into the sky, right? And then,
Look back to him a little bit.
yeah. Chin down a little bit. Yeah. Man, let me see if this is, let me just do a super wide and see what this is doing. Not much because it's just going into the sky.
So I'm going to go right into him.
Yeah, go right into him.
How about I do this? Try it like that?
You're going to see the box.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's going to do what we want it to do, I'll be honest. Lean to
Turn
me.
the power up on it.
It's, Cliff, I'm just telling you, it's I don't think it's going to. That's not bad, actually. That's pretty bald. I just don't like how dead and dark it is in there. Sharp, though. What can we do here? Do we want this shot? That's the other question. I tell you what. I did not think I was going to be chasing a shot tonight, but this is what we do.
Shit happens.
Hey, stop.
Okay, got it.
All right, so I ripped the baffle off. We ripped off the grid. We're going to get more spread, more light out of that light. The question is it at an angle that's even going to show up? Everyone at home, I did not plan on doing this, so we're just figuring this out, all right? I'm probably going to abandon this shot in a minute. I do think there's something to this shot. There's something there. Oh, you know what?
Looks good on my head.
Lean to me. Chin down. Man, what is with this fog, dude?
Not today.
I'm gonna just give you all the light. You gotta love how Joe does this and it works in 5 seconds. Seth does it and it's like, maybe. Lean to me, chin down a little bit. It's better than completely black, right? Chin down and then lean into me with your hips. Just like, yeah, that's it, yeah. That's it, yep. Now point at me. Yeah, give me that hand to kind of like reach to me, like this. Yeah. Yeah. Alien beatdown shot. All right. Chin like this, and then lean to me. Yeah, that's it. Yo, fog it. Low, 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 not in front of his face. Not bad. Not bad. If you think about where we were, and I just wanted Cliff to stay on the floor longer. But look at the changes we made, right? How can I fill in that black? His hand is now 25% of that frame, right? We still have that ambiance of the lights being the grids. Alien beatdown shot. You're like, yo, where's my money? You know, so there it is. And believe it or not, that arm is lit because of Cliff blowing a disc out of his back right now. So I kind of want to, we're so close, man. We're so close.
What are you thinking?
What is going to fill that other side? You know what would have been good? A Pro Photo Globe. Would have been amazing.
You're killing me, Smalls.
You're killing me. I tell you what. Let me get this. Sorry, guys. I know I'm chasing a shot, and this might not be the most dynamic thing, but it's Halloween. It's my house, my holiday. I don't care. Right there. Lean to me. Chin down. Lean to me. Lean to me. Yeah, put that hand up. Put that hand up. Come on, reach for me. And then give me like this. Yeah, like this, like this. Relax, relax. Do this. Right there.
Both hands. Yeah, both hands, right?
Both hands, yeah. Both hands.
You fill both spaces.
Reach for it. You're gonna strangle.
Go like a little relaxed. You look like you're trying to hold a gun that's not there. So, yeah, like, yeah, exactly.
This way? While you're shooting?
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, if I pull this off the back.
All right,
There we go.
that's not bad for a store. As my background, the reflection. Listen, the reflection I'm getting off of Cliff's head is just ridiculous. But sharp, and look, we started here, guys. Like, we started like with nothing, right?
Another light source. You wanted that globe. You said that globe.
Well, you see how the fog made sense here? We're filling in atmosphere rather than going into a deep void that does literally nothing. Look at the difference, right? What fills that dark black on the right? That's a big hand. She painted him. I'll shoot it, right? Nothing? All right, you guys agree. That's what thing. You put
To
on.
stay here?
No, you can put on this
Okay,
thing.
good.
Put it back on
Okay,
this thing. But we looked around.
Cliff.
But keep in mind, we started here, right? One light, banging it, and you could just easily say, that's good, because you're just looking at a makeup and going, this somewhat looks like something. But then when you start refining it and you start really bringing in, look at the difference, right? Then we start looking, and then I, rushed my brains out to get this going, and we just got ourselves hyperspace going, which isn't too bad. We could have refined that, but I'm not going to waste time on that shot. This looks a lot more worth something to me now. And this just happened before your very eyes. No, but you guys get how like quickly you can just start running with it and start making something happen and look around what's around you. It's not just a studio, it's a space and everything's fair game, including Cliff's liver spots.
Yes.
All right?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna die.
No, you get an amazing CTO like tint off of those liver spots when you bounce a light off of them. It's amazing. So I love you, Cliff. I love you, Cliff. I love you, Cliff.
They're almost laughing at that.
They're almost laughing.
It's okay.
It's not like Cliff House is a legend, and he's allowed to take a bunch of beating up from younger guys.
Oh yeah.
But the reality is, we wouldn't be doing a lot of what we do without Cliff supporting this. So He's as much a part of this space as everybody else. So thank you, Cliff, for being a part of this. You know what? I just want to chase one last shot. Is that all right with you guys? All right. I just want to chase. Yeah. All right. Come back to square one for me. Come like right here. A lot of the times when I shoot, if you guys notice.
Do you want this back on?
Nah, I'm going to do a single. A lot of times when I shoot, you guys might notice I do a lot of half faces. I like doing half faces because you guys can guess what the other half of the face looks like, right? No, but there's a real look to it with special effects. How quickly does it look like a movie poster just doing half the face? And how hard is it to do that when you're already lit? We're already lit, sort of. I don't know where we are anymore, to be honest with you. I think we're like all over. You know what? Somehow I closed down to F9. Okay, let's do this. I'm going to come up to me. Yeah. Notice that also, keep in mind, we're keeping our distance from that background because you don't want a light black paper. You want black paper to go black. And if you see that paper coming up, use a rookie, son. No, it's really bad, and the best way to do that is distance to the paper, or shoot against the substrate that's black that doesn't reflect light, like a fleece. All right? All right. Let me go into group D, turn that on, chin down a little bit, look straight at me. When we do the half face, I don't know what this is going to look. Oh, clean. All right, cool. See how you still get that shallow depth where you need it, but you're sharp where you want it, right? Really easy thing to give a makeup artist or production where they have room on there or can generate more of a background to put words. It will help you out immensely because they're going to use that shot, and that's what's going to keep you in their head. All right? Makes sense? Yes. Capiche? I need a thumbnail, so chin down, turn like this. Let's do this. Yeah, that's sort of right. That's good. Yeah, chin down, turn this way. Turn this way, this way. Yeah. Turn more. Yeah. Turn your body. Yeah, stop being awkward. What is this? What are you at the prom? Come on, chin down a little bit. Look at this cheesy smile. Chin down a little more. Yeah, look right into me. Beautiful. Stay like that. Sorry, guys. I just need to get a shot out of this. All these gimmick shots are just not going to do much for me. That kind of works, right? Does that work? Yeah. Look straight at me again. Chin down a little bit. Beautiful. And overhead angles like this, watch. How much more do you care about those horns now that they're like really right in your face, right? Work those angles. I can't have a 5-hour makeup get like 4 shots. So you guys get me? Yes, sir. Any questions? Was this helpful? Oh, yeah. Holy hell. Anyone online? Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. Listen, guys, thanks so much. If you are new... Oh, well, no, I'm live.
Okay.
Yeah. Sorry. If you're new to this channel, you don't realize you're not subscribed to it. I promise you that. So go ahead and subscribe to Adorama Events on YouTube. We are doing all the events out of here to that channel, so make sure you're part of that. Hit like, really helps this video out, and this channel if you learned anything. If you feel bad for Keith now, hit like. He'll feel better about it. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll do what else I can to answer them. And, oh, yeah. Follow me, please. I need help. I need friends. Follow me. All right, guys. Thank you so much to everyone online. I'm going to be breaking down if you guys want to stick around and do some kind of questions or whatever. But everybody good? Do you guys feel like shooting now? No? You just lost? Like, nah, this is just too much junk for me.
I'm just going to quit.
I want to say thanks to my makeup artist, Katrina, in the back. Thank you, Katrina. I want to thank Keith for, I'm not going to thank you. Love this part. Yeah, it's like, Keith sat like a champ for 5 hours just now. So this is what it takes to get to it. And remember, you might be here for a full day and not start shooting until the last hour. If you want to get into this, get used to it. Look for things like edges, proper paint, what you're looking for in a makeup artist to work with. Don't just pretend anybody can do this as an artistry also. And I guess I'll leave it there. I feel like I have no dismount. Nothing. All right. But for everybody in attendance, I have stickers if you guys want. I have plenty of stickers for you at home. You should have been here. All right. Goodbye, everybody. Bye.